So this video is in response to a question I saw on a comment about why we are making fun of social media influencers. They're just having fun living their lives. This is why. Last December, I was in Vienna, Austria, on my way between the Staatsoper and Stephansdom in downtown Vienna. If you've never been there, there's a narrow entrance to the old town right there with a single crosswalk there. There's a ring road that goes around the National Opera Theater, and there's a single crosswalk on that side, which is the main thoroughfare for crossing the street there, going in and out of the old town. On my way out of the old town, there was a woman there who was clearly a social media influencer who was trying to film a video of her walking across the sidewalk with no one in it. It was a late hour, 8:30 or so at night, and there's a steady stream of people trying to cross the street at this section when the light is green, and she gets upset with them for interfering with her photo. I was there for several light changes. There were so many people there, and some who were trying to accommodate her, but most of them were ignoring her. And she was an American, an Asian woman, Asian-born American woman. And she put her hands on her hips and yelled at people and said, "How come you can't stay out of my shot?" And I said, so I finally spoke up and said, "How come you can't stay out of the street? People are trying to get somewhere, and you're not that pretty anyway." I don't know if this comment went too far, but I know there were Austrians who were grateful that I said it. Austrians are not openly confrontational with people that they don't know. They know we are. That's one of the things I think they don't like about us, is that we will be in your face. But I think they were all thinking it or something along those lines, and we're grateful that there was someone willing to speak up. This woman was, she looked attractive only because she was wearing heavy makeup and was wearing provocative clothing. But if you take those away, she was pretty much below average, because fake up can, fake it till you make it, right? And I don't really know that she has that big of a following or anything, because no one there seemed to know her or care about her. They were more concerned with crossing the street, because there was also cars driving up and down the street there. Now, there are other ways out, and I know that, but I'm not familiar with them at night, so I didn't use them. That was my first night in Vienna. But there were so many people trying to cross there that really she was impeding on other people's lives more than they were impeding on her moment. She had a photographer there. They were talking to each other. She was giving her instructions. The photographer was like, "Do it again." And I'm like, "Is this why?" Because I came up and there's this huge throng of people. And I'm like, "What the hell's the holdup?" And it was because this narcissistic woman thought she was the bee's knees and that all of us were NPCs and should revolve around her as the star of her own life. This is why I mock social media influencers, because when your having fun impedes upon my getting things done that are important to me too, you're no longer innocent, you're inconsiderate. And this is what bothers me about so many social media influencers. Now, if you're walking down an empty street and dancing like a silly girl, okay, fine. But I'm upset about ones like this who do it either for optics or because they're an impediment. One other famous video that I've seen a couple of times now floating around the internet is this girl picking up sticks on the beach and putting them in a black garbage plastic bag while someone else films her. And the sticks, of course, are natural. They ended up there because Mother Nature threw them on the beach, not because people littered them. The problem I have with the video is twofold. Number one, when she was finished with her photo op, she left the trash bags on the beach. So there was actually more trash on the beach because of her than there had been if she hadn't been there. And second, that means that it was all about optics. She didn't have any interest in cleaning up the beach. She wanted you to think that she was a good person. Most social media influencers, it seems, are people who are influencing your opinion of them, not influencing your behavior to elevate the world. They're more concerned with what you think of them, with likes, comments, and subscriptions, than with actually making a difference in the world, or even in their small corner thereof. And that's the problem I have. They call themselves influencers, but really they're only interested in attention. We used to call these people class clowns, attention whores, whatever. And now they act as if they are loftier than we are, and some of them make considerable amounts of money. So, can you criticize me? Absolutely. Am I right? Sometimes? Yes. Am I wrong sometimes? Yes. Do I make a dime from this channel? Absolutely not. So, if you like what you hear, rejoice. If you don't like what you hear, rejoice that you have learned to be wiser than I have been, and it only cost you the time that you were here. I don't make any money on this. If you had to watch an ad, that just made Google rich. I didn't get anything from it. And if what I say and think and do influences you for the better, that's awesome. Because I'm not doing it for the likes, comments, and subscriptions. I don't read your comments. I don't really care if you don't subscribe. My life will go on, even if I'm just talking to myself, because I put it out there. And if you want to find it, here it is. So I will continue to mock them, not as a unit, but when they are doing something for an ulterior motive, because I have always found that mockable and condemnable. Anyway, make good choices, do good things, and let the Lord who seeth in secret reward thee openly. Godspeed.